Oh, hold on, I'm flying again. Woo! Hello, hello, hello. Sunday, lunchtime. Foggy. I'm down here at Membury, which is home of paramotoring.com. Hoping to have a go on a V-King. I was supposed to come down and do this a couple of weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. But the distance and the weather made it a bit of a gamble. And it turned out to be flyable, and I got beaten to it by Ben Raven and Liverpool Pool. Their videos will be down below if you want any more info on the V-King. Now, I'm not an expert, as you know, so this isn't a review. It's a first impressions. Don't want to get into trouble. If I do get to fly it, if the weather lifts a little bit. And I can't really do a review on a wing because I've got nothing to compare it to, really. Apart from my Speedster 1 and my Sirocco 2. And both of those I've flown conservatively, so I'm not best placed to give a review, but I can do a first impressions. V-King, single skin, well, a hybrid wing. And being a noob, I wasn't even aware of single skins until that hike and fly video came out from Dudek. And even then I assumed that they were something for higher end pilots. You know, like Kyle O'Glee flies that Zeno. And he's up there, he knows what he's doing, he's not a noob. But this is aimed at students and schools. And Dudek say on their site that if you've flown a regular wing, you're okay to fly this, but if you've learned on this, then you need extra training before you fly a classic wing. And because it's so docile, schools are interested, and Dudek say they're making a like a more durable version. Because all these lines are all unsheathed, very thin, very light, and I think Dudek are planning to do a set of sheathed lines for it. But it's the weight of it is just unbelievable. It is shocking. And these risers, look at these risers. It's like a baby's harness or something. Or dog lead. This is like, yeah, dog lead material. Baby's first risers. They've got an interesting brake system on here that pulls the D's as well at some point. Yeah, very interesting. So let's have a bit of ground handling. Let's fluff it out and have a look at it. That's what she said. Don't need A's. You don't need A's. So you got A's, but it'll just collapse it straight away apparently. So just the mounting points, clear behind, one finger. Whoop. So it's hybrid, all of this is single skin, and then here at the front I have a tube that fills up, gives the leading edge some structure. And then at 3 places down the wing there's this box section that inflates as well. So thin. And then all the lines are attached to these V-shaped bits just to give it its shape. But we're watching, there's a girl over there. She's I think she's on her first day, and she's pretty much nailed ground handling because it's so docile and so easy. I think it'd be good to learn ground handling with one of these, and then go up to a classic glider, to a heritage, a vintage. Good to learn on one of these so that you can get the knack of ground handling, and then move up to a regular glider. You know, and then perhaps do your first few flights on one of these, and then move to the other glider. Wind's starting to pick up a bit. Visibility is still crap. I don't know if you can see the top of that mast over there, vaguely in the cloud. There's literally nothing to these. So I'm told it needs to be dead into wind. It's not very forgiving if you're off wind. But here we go. Whoop. Look at that, one finger. Let's get some brakes. that's almost lifting me off. And they seem to be much smaller for the size. Like Simon's telling me I need a 20 for my weight and motor. You can see those box sections up there. Yeah, I can see the brakes pulling on the D's. So about 20 years ago, some explorer called Marek Kaminsky, I think, according to Dudek's site, he came up with the idea for this, but it didn't come to anything at that point. He was looking for a light wing that he could travel with easily. Packs up small, hardly weighs anything. It didn't come to anything, and then recently Dudek were designing a 2-meter wing for a radio-controlled paramotor, and that led to this, and then this was the prototype for the run and fly, I believe, if I got it right. I reckon I got 5 to 8 miles an hour wind here. It gusts up to about 10. Fiddly little risers. Definitely a dog lead material. Oh dear. Bizarre, and it doesn't need A's, so thinking about launching without holding the A's is an alien concept.
Everything over your forearms, so you do it all on forward momentum.
Okay, let's give it a go. That is unbelievable. I want to go flying. But Daryl, cameraman in for me. Okay, just brakes. Oh, that is so weird. So easy. I don't know if you can see the wing on here. Oh, look at all this water. Jesus. Get out the water. Yeah, that's just unbelievably easy. Unbelievably easy. Your first day you could be walking across a field with a wing. Shocking.
Drop and other such words.
Okay, the weirdest thing so far is not holding any A's, just brakes. Right, centred on the wing. Nobody watching. Let's go for it. And you can feel when it's up there. Let's go. Big long foot drag. Oh. Wow. Easy. Easy to take off. Cloud base is pretty low, so I'm not going to go too crazy. Risers all look okay. Risers look like. That's just crazy. Okay, let's try a gentle turn into the wind. Bit of brake pressure. Yeah, it goes around. That's just to the point of big resistance there, and then that's kind of nice. We'll do another one into wind with a bit more pressure, try and go a bit steeper. Here we go. Yeah, it's a very docile wing. You've got to put a lot of pressure in to get it to perform, as it were. It's very smooth, very nice. The wind is a little bit lumpy up here. I just saw a wobble, but it feels good. No trimmers to test. Yeah, I can feel a bit of turbulence up here. It's floaty though, I tell you, on hardly any throttle. The sink rate is really minimal. Let's see if I can tilt this back. So yeah, there's those sort of 3 tubular sections in the wing. This is very glidey, very glidey. Yeah, this is really nice. This is a cruising wing. I've got no GPS for speed or anything. This isn't a review. Not a review. Hashtag. It's not a fast wing. I think for somebody to do a proper, you know, get Giles on it or something to do a review, do all the sort of clipboard stuff, speed, upwind, downwind, that kind of thing. Apparently the speed bar on it has got a bit more in it than you expect it to have, but I've never used a speed bar and I'm not going to plan to do so in the near future. Just not something I need. Brakes stow by clipping up into these things, which I don't really like. They pull out easy because you've got to put them down. Yeah, there's not a lot of wind up here and my forward speed is minimal, so this is a slow, safe, easy to launch wing. I don't know about landing, we'll find out in a minute. So all your Dudek dealers will probably be able to get these. I think they're somewhere under 3 grand, 2.6, 2.8, something like that. I could be wrong, check with your dealer. This isn't an advert. I don't fly a Dudek wing myself, but it's nice to try other things. I would definitely have one of these. I mean, this is, as Daryl said, back down there on the ground. If you're out flying with your friends and you were going somewhere, then no. But if you're out on your own, you know, bumbling around your field, bit of low-level stuff on a nice summer evening, then this is a relaxing wing to fly. Yeah. I mean, it turns slowly. I'm trying to compare it to stuff. This reminds me of my Speedster 1. ENC rated. This is an EMB, by the way. So my Speedster 1 was C rated, but it was a very docile C. You know, it was pretty much an A/B in all the tests. And that was relaxing, stable, took a lot of effort to get it to turn. Obviously the Sirocco is much more different. You give it a little bit of pressure and it rolls into turns really nice. I'm saying that, you know, comparing it only to the Speedster. And this reminds me of my Speedster. This would be a great first wing, great to learn on. And if I had one then I didn't need to sell it in order to upgrade after a year or two, I'd probably keep it and use it for those relaxing, enjoyable flights. But yeah, this is a great school wing. You could learn to ground handle on this in a day. You know, you'd get to that point where it clicks much quicker because it's just less effort to be in that position where it can click, and then start ground handling like a proper wing, as it were. Right, I've got to try not to slip on my face in this soggy field now. Oh, and you can't see where the water is from up here either. Yeah, it's got a hell of a glide slope. I need to go round. Yeah, it's good to get off the ground, even if it is a claggy wet day. It's not that cold. I've only got a jumper on. Okay, we're on a sort of like odd angled base leg here. The wind is switchy. It's coming from that way now as opposed to that way, which I took off in. So let's try not to splash down here. Yeah, it's floaty. Right, I'm going to kill it. There we go, I'm committed. Let's come into wind. Oh! Flare, interesting, different. Flare, I think a technique thing, just get used to it. Everything's different, I suppose. I had to pull it a lot harder to flare than I'm sort of used to. But once I did, by God, it flared. it's just a little bit late. Cool, right, let's get this back in the van. And I was hoping to try solo as well today, but just we're running out of time and I'm 2 hours from home. Chanced it on the weather, just got lucky. Yeah, so there's the V-King hybrid. Parts of it single skin, parts of it sort of regular technology, as we'd say, with bits that inflate and become rigid in the air. But overall, really, really nice to launch. I could probably land it nicer after a few tries. Yes, would recommend, definitely. As a first wing, or a chill out wing, if there was such a thing, then that is without a shadow of a doubt the best one. I think that was a 20 metre as well. So you need a smaller glider for your weight than usual. I think you said the 23 is the biggest one they make. There we go. Went flying. Woo! Finally. We're in a different car. The old knackered old Jag got a do not resuscitate from the MOT office the other day. So now we're in a Volvo. But it's nice in here. Automatic, which means I've been trying to move the gear stick in places it won't go. So that was my little go on the V-King. I wanted to get down there and have a go on that, and I loved it. To be fair. It's the easiest wing to kite, it's the easiest wing to ground handle. The launch was just I think it's a great thing. It'd be a great thing for schools because you can learn to ground handle on that before then ground handling with a normal wing. And to do your first flights on it, it's really, really easy and forgiving. And then, you know, buy your normal wing and off you go. I think I would have one as a second wing, so that I only ever have one wing at a time, so I'd have that as a second wing. That's your chill out wing. It's just different, completely different than anything I've seen before. The risers look like they're made out of dog leads. The lines are all unsheathed, and there's not as many of them, it didn't seem. It's so small when it's packed up, it's so light, it's half as much fabric, you know what I mean? It's half the weight. And I haven't got the funds to buy one, and I don't need two wings, but if I did have, then yeah, I'd buy one of those as a second wing. Apparently, Colin was saying if it did get a collapse, it responds really, really quickly to re-inflate, because there's no inflation to happen. There's just that tube at the front which fills those three little box sections, but the rest of it is not waiting to be inflated. It's out there in the wind already. So I wasn't sure I'd get a chance to fly today, and as I was driving down, I was getting photos sent to me in the CM Paramotors WhatsApp group. Those guys flew over my field and sent me this picture of it. So it's just as well I went down to Membury and got a bit of a flight, even though it was pretty boggy down there as well. It's Sunday now. Thursday, hopefully Thursday, coming up soon, I'm going flying whatever the weather. It doesn't matter if it's a hurricane, I'm going to be flying hopefully on Thursday. While I remember, it's getting dark, hope you can see this. The good people at Parajet have sent me a t-shirt. Parajet Maverick pilot on the back there. I don't have a Maverick, so I'm giving this one away. It says, I feel the need on there. I feel the need for a 4-stroke Maverick. So comment below if you'd want this. This one is an extra large, so if you're a larger pilot or a lady who wants a Parajet Maverick dress, comment below. I'll do the old draw and send that one and some Paranoob stuff to the winner. Lovely, see you next time.